let's get into the content about Randy Pitchford. So, all right, Randy Pitchford made a comment. He made a comment about the $80 nonsense. And you guys remember yesterday we talked about it. It was this whole thing. And he basically said, stop being a broke boy. Essentially, stop being a broke boy. Get Beardo on SNH. I already did. So now we have this situation where he decided to make a comment. His comment says, if you want the truth, here it is. You already know it's going to be good. You already know it's going to be good when the CEO of a company says, if you want the truth, here it is. You already know it's going to be good after getting backlash. So he's getting backlash because essentially he said, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to pay $80 for his fucking game. That's basically it, right? So people were like, well, that's a little bit disconnected. You're saying I'm not a real fan unless I pay full retail price for your video game. People had a right to question him and people had a right to call it out. So he decided to give everybody the truth for whatever that may be and to give context to the overall conversation. So we're going to get into it. We just hit tier 2, so I'm throwing the ears on for the rest of this video. The ears are on. I see you, Walter Craig. I'll call it out after the segment's over. So let's see what Randy Pitchford has to say and what is the truth as to why his game is $80. Gee, I wonder why. Is he going to blame tariffs? Is he going to blame the Orange Man? Let's see.
Randy, I got a tough one for you here.
Oh, you got a spicy one for me?
I don't know the answer. I don't know.
Why is it always me that has to do the spicy ones? All right.
What would the game's price be? That's an interesting one. I don't know this.
The price, really, now? I'll tell you the truth. I don't know. And that is the truth. I'll hit it. I'll hit it straight on. And it's an interesting time, right? We've got the on one level, we've got a competitive marketplace where people want to, or the people that make those choices want to sell as many units as possible, and they want to be careful about people that are price sensitive. So there's some folks that don't want to see prices go up, even the ones deciding what the prices are. There's other folks accepting the reality that game budgets are increasing and there's tariffs for the retail packaging, and like it's getting gnarly out there, you guys. Borderlands 4 has more than twice.
Really quick, before he says the bombshell, how many of you believe him when he says the CEO of the company says he has no idea what the price of Borderlands 4 is going to be? Nobody believes you.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Nobody believes you, bro. Not a single person believes that you don't know what the price of Borderlands 4 is going to be. But in any case, here's the bombshell revelation from this video that a lot of people are now highlighting as a topic of conversation, because I got to wonder, where the fuck did the money go?
Retail packaging, and like it's getting gnarly out there, you guys. Borderlands 4 has more than twice the development budget than Borderlands 3. More than twice. The truth is, I don't know what the price is going to be. I do.
Okay, so Borderlands 4 has more than twice the budget of Borderlands 3. Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand how fucking wild that is? Do you understand how wild that is? Borderlands 3 had a budget. It was reported in 2020. Borderlands 3 had a budget by the time it was wrapped up of around $140 million. $140 million fucking dollars. So that means, if what he's saying is true, that this game's budget is over $300 million on a Borderlands game. Where is the money going, bro? Where is the money going? You are either lying through your fucking teeth, or you have a budget for Borderlands 4 that's bigger than most Hollywood films. Where is this money going? Where? There's no way, dude. There's no way, because we all fucking know, and I guaranteed you, I guarantee you that Borderlands 4 has reused assets from the previous Borderlands game. I guarantee you. So if you got reused assets out the ass, where did the money go? There's no way. Like, I'm telling you, bro, oh my God, this shit pisses me off. So $300 million on a fucking looter shooter, a Borderlands looter shooter that has reused assets. I promise you, this is either one of a couple of things. Either this is going directly in your pocket, which I don't know how that happened, or this is extreme levels of mismanagement. You're not telling everybody, but at some point, maybe the game had an overhaul, maybe had a reboot, maybe you guys had a vision for Borderlands 4. You changed it, and you had to redevelop the game halfway through, whatever. How the fuck do you have over $300 million in a Borderlands game? How? That is like, that statement blows my mind. If you would have told me it was $150 million, I would have been like, okay, that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense. But over 300 million, bro, you are almost as much as Concord. And Concord was already fucking ridiculous. So how did you get here? But you know what? Hey, let's finish watching what he has to say, and then we'll kind of break it down. Here we go.
You know that we will be opening pre-orders soon, TM, and that will be when the price is set. I think that Borderlands 4, here's the philosophy we have. Whatever the price is, we're entertainers. Yes, we want to get more resources so we can make bigger and better games. There's a reason why Borderlands 4 is so awesome. It's because you guys showed up and supported Borderlands 3. And we had the budget, so we could more than double the budget.
No, they didn't.
Feel confident in that. And that's awesome. When the revenue comes in, we could spend it to make bigger games and better games. As artists, we want everybody to have it. You know, we want to make it as easy as possible for everybody to enjoy what we're creating. So it's a weird thing, but the fundamental philosophy is we want people to buy it so we have the resources.
So here's the thing. Borderlands 3, to my knowledge, was one of the highest selling, if not the highest selling game in the franchise. It sold like 5 million copies in the first few days, but then it heavily tapered off once people realized how shitty it actually was. And I think that's going to heavily affect Borderlands 4. On top of the fact, people have a bad taste in their mouth with how 3 was. On top of the fact of now you have the EULA change with the root access to your computer system that a lot of people don't even want to bother with. And then you also have the statements from Randy Pitchford that completely just disconnected a lot of the loyal fans from the game. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to what Borderlands 3 did in the first few days. I just don't. Borderlands 3 sold really well because of how well Borderlands 2 was. That's the God honest truth. I can't say the same for 4.
To make more, but we want everyone who buys and plays a Gearbox game to feel certain that they got the better end of the bargain. Whatever the price is, that they got the best value. And that's the philosophy that we live by. And so we're going to have...
Bro, these people are just repeating Nintendo. They're just repeating Nintendo. Everybody's going to repeat each other. They're like, well, it worked for Nintendo. Nintendo, all they kept talking about was value, so let's do the same thing. Whatever the price is, we're going to make sure you get maximum value for your dollar. Uh-huh.
Have a price set soon, and it might be the new price that like Nintendo and Microsoft have led with. It might be that we stay back. It's going to be the people at the publishing house that decide that. And if it is cheaper, then maybe we'll sell you that mini map that you guys want, but we'll develop later. How bad do you want that? $10? I don't know.
Are you fucking serious? You know what's sad? He probably will. He probably will. He's not joking. If you look at his face, he's actually not joking. He said, yeah, maybe we'll sell you that mini map you want that we took out the game that we know you really wanted. Bro.
Holy shit.
So microtransactions confirmed? Yeah, basically. Exactly. Just kidding. Unless that's the real reason why they took out the mini map from the game. It wasn't because it was distracting to the gameplay, like they said. They took it out so they could sell it back to you later down the line. How much you want to fucking bet they're going to put in a DLC for a mini map? How much you want to bet? I have never seen such a blatant bullshit push on the monetary spectrum for a long time. And I think the reason why is because for the last 2 years or so, the gaming industry has taken such a massive hit from a monetary standpoint that they really can't afford to continue on like this. And instead of holding themselves accountable, they're going to try to hold you accountable. So they're going to keep selling you the same stuff, but instead they're going to bump up the price $10, $20, and they're going to do more microtransactions, and they're going to do everything they can to try to take as much money from you. And the hilarious thing is that these are the people that are also reporting, most of them, not all of them, but most of them, some of these companies are reporting record profits. It's insane. They are reporting record profits, and yet they are firing people. And they're also trying to tell you that times are hard and we have to increase our prices. It's nuts. And then he talked about tariffs. Now, to be fair, he did differentiate tariffs, and he said tariffs from the retail aspect of things. But how many video game sales are retail sales these days? 5%? 10%? Sure, we have a lot of people in this chat that are probably physical collectors, but the truth is that most people, an overwhelming majority, 80% at the minimum, are buying their games digitally. So what the fuck does the tariffs have to do with that? Most of your games are being bought from a digital storefront, and you're charging the same price as if they were retail bought. So that $10 extra that you could have saved someone by going digital, you're keeping it. You're keeping it. So all of those digital sales will more than make up for whatever little bit of retail sales that you had to sell at a $70 price point if you were to keep selling it at $70. But most of your sales are digital, so that doesn't make any sense. On top of the fact that every single microtransaction is digital. So when they talk about record profits and they're like, oh yeah, our microtransactions, that's 50, 60% of our revenue. That's all digital. There's not a single bit of physical anything with that. Unless you're talking about a collector's edition, which you're already pricing to make sure you make money anyway. So what are we doing? What are we doing? You guys are looking for any opportunity to now go after the goal that you've had in your mind from the beginning, which is to raise the price of your games. You raised it to 70. I don't know if you guys remember. A couple of years ago, when they raised the price to $70, right? With the new generation of consoles. I remember an article, and I can't find it right now, but if I do find it, I'll bring it up like on another stream or whatever. I remember an article where there was a bunch of executives talking about how $70 was not enough, how they feel like they shot too low. And the reason why they went $70 is because they didn't want to shock gamers. So they raised it to $70, but they really wanted to go further. A lot of them were talking $90, $100. I specifically remember that conversation. I remember that happening. This is what they've wanted to do from the beginning. They didn't want to do $70. They wanted to do 80. They wanted to do 90. They wanted to go up there as high as possible. If this was really about cost, if this was really about tariffs, then digital games would be cheaper than physical. But they're not. They're not. Digital games are the same exact price as the physical games, at least when they're brand new. So it's a massive joke. It's a massive joke. They're all full of shit. And they're only saying this because they feel like they could get away with it now. And they're all trying to push these really nice words that people like to hear. Like value. Oh, you're going to get so much value for your extra $10, $20, whatever. You're going to get value. You're not going to get more value. There's no more value in Borderlands 4 than there was in Borderlands 3. If you look at the gameplay, the majority of it looks the exact fucking same as what we saw in Borderlands 3, except now you have a pulley rope that you can drag yourself around the map with. Congratulations. All you're going to get is more nonsense. You're going to get a buggy launch. I guarantee you the game launches buggy. How much you want to bet? I would win that bet probably 9 times out of 10. Just going based off history. So I know you guys don't believe them, but for the people watching this playback, just understand these people don't give a fuck. They're all lying through their teeth because they want to make sure that their nice, pretty suits get paid for. That's really it. Nobody's saying you can't make money doing what you're doing, but don't try to sit here and pretend like you're not ripping people off either by bumping it to $10 and blaming things that only affect physical retail sales when the majority of your sales are digital. When all your microtransactions are digital, which means if you were to add digital sales with digital microtransactions, that means that over 95% at the minimum, I got to imagine, of all of your revenue and all of your sales comes from digital, with very little of it coming from physical. And yet you're trying to be like, well, Orange Man made the tariffs, so we got to bump it up because, you know, things are costly out there. You think Orange Man made your budget go from $150 million to $300 million plus? You think the Orange Man did that? The Orange Man didn't do that shit. Your mismanagement did that. Your personal mismanagement and the people that work below you made your budget over $300 million. So let's stop fucking lying to people, bro. Stop lying to people about what it really is. Just say, listen, we want $80 for our game. That's what we want. That's it. And see how far you go.
I'm just kidding. Or am I?
He is not kidding. He is not kidding about that minimap DLC. He is not kidding. Bro, I'm recording this clip today. I'm going to record this clip today because if a minimap DLC comes out, I will put that with this clip and be like, so much for you kidding, huh? Bro, this guy is a scummy fucking CEO.
I'm just kidding. Or am I? I'm just kidding. Or am I?
Bro, you are not funny, bro. Oh my God, bro. Why is a CEO joking about DLCs and microtransactions knowing how average gamers feel? Do you notice that nobody was laughing after the first time? Listen.
I'm just kidding. Or am I? I'm just kidding. Or am I? I don't know. We'll know soon.
Yeah.
I'm
awkward as fuck, bro. Maximum level cringe. This man was not kidding in the slightest. In the slightest, he was not kidding. Oh my God. Boo this man. Boo. Boo this man.
I think it's going to be fine, whatever it ends up being. I think it's going to be amazing, whatever it is. Borderlands is fucking amazing, and it's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah.
It's sure, I guess, whatever. If you feel so. I'll just say this. I don't know if the game's going to flop, but as I always say with many games, the market's going to decide what's going to happen. And if people really want Borderlands 4, then he's right. They will pay for it. Let's see if that's the case. How many copies did it sell again? Borderlands 3 sold, let's see, 5 million copies in 5 days. Okay, so Borderlands 3 sold 5 million copies in 5 days. It went on to sell over 18 million copies in its lifetime, but that's just obviously because they've been putting it on sale like crazy. So 5 million copies in 5 days. That's pretty good. That's very strong. Let's see how Borderlands 4 does. Let's see if Borderlands 4 can sell 5 million copies in 5 days. I guess we'll find out. But that's basically it. That's what Randy Pitchford said. And God, it's just that last joke about the minimap. This smile says it all. This is like, yep, I'm used to people saying yes to me all the time. Nobody ever says no to me because I'm the CEO. So this entire crowd is eating up everything that I'm saying because clearly I'm the CEO. Clearly, I can't, man.